Kara Walker was born in 1969 in Stockton, California. Her childhood, she was raised as a painter's daughter and interested in becoming an artist by the age of 3. She moved to Georgia, where she felt unwelcomed, isolated, and expected to conform to a certain stereotype that she was not used to. She used the library as a way to escape through books which guided through her the customs and traditions of Southern America. In 1991, she received a Bachelor's of Fine Art from Atlanta College of Art, and then in 1994, she received the Master's of Fine Art from the Rhode Island School of Design. She used the raw intersection of race, gender, and sexuality through her iconic silhouette figures. She used the traditional Victorian silhouettes projected directly onto gallery walls, which creates a theatrical space, which illustrates the history of the American South through slave testimonials to historical novels. She used scenes based on history, literature, and the Bible. Her first installation was Gone, a historical romance of a civil war as it occurred between the dusky thighs of one young negress and her heart in 2000, which its critical success was represented at Worcester Gardens. In 1997, she was a recipient of the MacArthur Fellowship, and then in 1998, at the Harvard Symposium, they addressed her as a negative example for negative stereotypes against race in America. Then in 2000, she did the Darkytown Rebellion, which used small overhead projectors to throw color onto the wall, floors, and ceilings. It cast a shadow of the viewer onto the wall, which allowed for it to mingle with figures and landscapes. It had a sense of historical realism of slavery, and it was capable of seducing and implicating the audience. In 2007, Time magazine put her on the list of 100 most influential Americans. Her work is featured at the Museum of Modern Art in New York, San Francisco Museum of Modern Art, Solomon R. Guggenheim Museum in New York, and the Whitney Museum of American Art in New York. Her work features mammies, pickaninnies, and other brutal stereotypes, generally violent and sexual in nature. She was initially condemned for obscenely offensive works of art, which were both breathtaking and horrifying silhouettes. Her recent work was the enormous crouching sphinx made of white sugar at an old Domino sugar factory in Brooklyn, New York, and she also uses light and projection-based installations in her works. Silhouettes are her essential foundation and the meaning of her work. She allows them to play tricks with the eye, allowing for confusion to which limbs belong to which figures in her work. Her work is mainly revolved around racism in the present, the social and economic inequalities that are constant in current America being divided, which she uses to freely blend fact and fiction. Betty Sayre, who did The Liberation of Aunt Jemima in 1972, was one of her most outspoken critics. She campaigned for the questioning of Walker's employment. She worried that Walker's work showed negative stereotypes and would set the clock back on race in America. Walker was a professor at Columbia University in New York from 2000 to 2015. Currently, she on and off is used as a chair of visual arts program at Rutgers University. She is a huge mentor to emerging artists, encouraging her students to live with contentious images and objectionable ideas, particularly in the space of art. And she continuously pushed conversations about racism in a visual culture. Her major influences artist-wise were Adrian Piper, Andy Warhol, and Otto Dix. And the major movements in her influence was pop art, conceptual art, and surrealism.